Hello. I need to do a couple of things before I start. The first is just really quick a shout out to Linda Kahn, who I know is one of the big reasons that I'm here today. And congratulations to all of the other recipients. I'm honored to be up here with you all. I need to say a couple of things. I thought I was going to be last, because if you read in the program, I'm last on the list. I did get an email, however, that said I was first on the list, so now I'm completely confused. I've been up here gathering some material. I'm wearing Spanx. My feet are killing me. And my husband loves Laura Linney. He's not here. And I love Sex and the City. So here we are. So thank you so much for this incredible honor. It has taken me 24 years at Nickelodeon to make it up to the stage today, so thank you for being so patient. People say it was a meteoric rise. I was like, 24 years? I'm 46. That's more than half my life. I joined Nickelodeon in 1984 when Viacom was still pronounced Viacom, and Sumner Redstone was calling Ronald Reagan the kid. Back then, I had to. Back then, cable TV was new. You had to actually get off the couch to change the channel. Kids programming was still in syndication. 99% of Nickelodeon's content came from Canada, which we all know back then was a hotbed for premium content. And My Three Sons was the highest rated show on Nick at Night. Fast forward 24 years. Today, I have 3 sons. Nickelodeon produces close to 100% of its own content, and we've been the #1 cable channel for more than 14 years. And, thank you, Canada is producing some great stuff. Through all of it, I've had the pleasure of watching many talented people grow up with the Nickelodeon brand. Last week, I got the chance to spend some time with one of Nickelodeon's homegrown superstars, Josh Peck, who's here with us today. Josh. Thank you for being here. Josh first came to Nickelodeon as a 12-year-old who starred in one of our early theatricals called Snow Day with Chevy Chase, Michelle Trachtenberg, and Chris Elliott. He reminded me recently that in one scene, we actually strapped him to the front of a giant snowplow. Humble beginnings, right, Josh? You don't want to know what we did to Linda Ellaby. Today, Josh already has 2 critically acclaimed movies under his belt, and this past weekend, he starred in Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. If you have kids, you know it. An original TV special that is now our highest-rated live-action movie ever, with over 8 million viewers tuning in. So, thank you, Josh. Knowing talent like Josh is just one of the perks of my job. I'm fortunate to be one of only 3 people who has ever served as a steward of the Nickelodeon brand, along with Jerry Laybourne, who was on one of the tapes, and Herb Scannell. I'm very lucky to have an amazing boss in Judy McGrath, who is one of the reasons that I cartwheel into work every day. It was 3 years ago that she entrusted me with the keys to the whole Nickelodeon empire, and I'm so grateful for her never-ending vote of confidence. And even though I had been at the channel for a while, I wasn't entirely prepared for what was going to happen next. One of my first tasks as president was to fly to Miami to speak with our sales staff and assure them that I was up for the job. Thankfully, they were already drunk when I got there. After speaking with them, I went back to my hotel room to check my messages, and I saw these names on the top of my call sheet. Jeffrey Katzenberg, who you saw on the tape, who I had never met. Harvey Weinstein, whom I had never met but was absolutely afraid of. And Ari Emanuel, whom I'd heard of thanks to Entourage, and I was afraid of him too. And I thought to myself, oh shit, I just got this job. Do I have to call these guys back? So calmly, I walked towards the bathroom, where I proceeded to throw up. My next thought was, holy shit, I think I'm pregnant. And I was. So clearly it was a new beginning for me on all fronts. Today, my bonus son, Wyatt, is not just walking, he's off and running, and I'm happy to report so is Nickelodeon, which is putting the finishing touches on one of its greatest years ever, thanks to our phenomenal audience. I love this audience. We talk to kids every day, and listening to them has been one of the biggest drivers of our success. And when you commit to listening to kids, you've got to be ready to hear what they have to say. It's not always pretty, but it is always honest. One time, we were testing an idea for a new show, a new Nick Jr. show in a Brooklyn preschool. 5 minutes into the research, the entire class got up and walked away, except one kid who stayed behind to say, "I would rather pick my nose than watch this show." And I remember thinking in my incredibly sympathetic way, "You're 4, you can't do both?" Thank you, Paul. So, okay, so they told us our baby was ugly, and if you can empty your room of preschoolers, you definitely have problems. So yes, we did scrap that show. But it is our willingness to listen to kids and their unfiltered responses that have led to our success with our audience. Recently, we launched a show called True Jackson VP, starring Keke Palmer, who you saw on the tape. She's a 15-year-old who lands a job at a top high fashion company. It was an exciting new show about fashion. And when we took the pilot to research, kids said, "Duh, that's not a show about fashion. It's a fantasy show about kids living in a grown-up world." True Jackson premiered last month to nearly 5 million viewers. And so learning new stuff from kids really is what makes our work so special. And thinking about the next generation of kids and their families is what keeps me here at Nickelodeon. And it's the reason that Nick is on top, and as we remain relevant and head into our 30th anniversary next year. So on behalf of those Brooklyn preschoolers who walked out on us, the millions of kids who stay with us every day, and my incredibly dedicated team of people who have filled this world with great programming, I say thank you for this incredible honor.